Good morning. It's Friday, February the 14th, and this is The Drill. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. I am Ron, your host, and the only true conservative in the United States today. Unlike those who pretend to know socialism, I actually do know socialism because I grew up in a socialist household. My podcast is short, approximately 5 to 10 minutes long, because shorter podcasts are easier to download and listen to. I've been listening to Rush Limbaugh since 1989. I've been listening to Sean Hannity since he became syndicated, and I've been listening to Hugh Hewitt, Glenn Beck, and Joe Pags for about 5 years. My podcast is made available through Spreaker and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. Today, the tweet of the day, socialist foster parents, speculation, and criticism. All that when I come back. Thank you. Welcome back. Tweet of the day from President Trump. Mini Mike Bloomberg is a loser who has money but can't debate and has zero presence. You will see. He reminds me of a tiny version of Jeb Low Energy Bush. But Jeb has more political skill and has treated the black community much better than Minnie. When I come back, more from my socialist foster mother. Thank you. My socialist foster mother spent over 20 years living in the United States, and yet she was always homesick. Not only homesick for Holland, but homesick for all of Europe. As far as she was concerned, Europe was far superior to the USA in all respects and superior automatically. My foster father wanted to make her happy, and so several times he investigated the possibility of moving the family back to Holland. Each time he was confronted with the same barriers: no jobs and no housing. Eventually, my foster mother decided to just make it happen. She got a divorce, took a flight to Holland, and returned to her promised land. Ironically, she struggled. Even though she was a Dutch citizen, she was unable to get a place to live for her and her daughter for 2 years. So much for the alleged superiority of Europe. Up next, why criticize? Thank you very much. I've been critical of several conservative talk show hosts, and I am also very critical of the left, and it occurred to me to ask myself the question, why be critical? The answer that I came up with is sincerity and integrity. Sincerity because some things deserve criticism and some things deserve praise. So how can I sincerely praise someone or something if I refuse to be appropriately critical? Appropriate criticism also helps me to maintain my integrity by forcing me to look at my own behavior at the same time I am criticizing another. Up next, being a true conservative and speculation. Thank you. Yesterday, I speculated about why women that had been raped by Bill Cosby found it so hard to file a criminal complaint. In each of my episodes of The Drill, I conclude with a description of what a true conservative is, and in that description I note that a true conservative refuses to speculate. Yet, I clearly speculated. This is clearly an inconsistency that I should clear up immediately, or it will negatively affect my integrity, credibility, and influence. I continue that a true conservative refuses to speculate because speculation is unnecessary. We either know or we don't know. I've speculated in the past as a way of avoiding making predictions. Making predictions about man-made realities is nothing less than gambling, and therefore worthless. In either case, I should not have speculated yesterday. What I should have done was omit the word speculate and make the statement with certainty. If it turns out that I am wrong, then I simply correct my mistake and move on. Back in a minute. Thank you. Who is the true conservative? He's the person that understands that conservatism is not just about politics, but culture as well. He is not selfish, but minds his own business. He acts like an adult. He is patriotic and uses common sense. He expresses what he knows and does so with certainty. He makes judgments, refuses to speculate, speaks clearly and definitively, and is not afraid to say no. He is open-minded, asking why rather than why not. He is consistent, credible, and influential, not ashamed of his existence, unafraid to learn or correct his mistakes. He is a normal American, and he is better than the socialist. He is a better friend, father, brother, family member, and a better person, period. You have to know that. If you don't know with every fiber of your being that being a true conservative is best, then you are wasting your time. That brings me to the end of another episode of The Drill. Remember that the left has no authority, no power, and they can't win. Think about it.